Hello and welcome to our Christmas Eve Worship for All Ages. We are so pleased that you have chosen to be with us for this special service. If you are new to Unity Temple Unitarian Universalist Congregation, I would love to help you connect with our community. My name is Tina Lewis, and I serve as the Director of Membership and Engagement. You may reach me at tlewis@unitytemple.org. And now, cozy up, enjoy the service, and happy holidays.
From so many different places, near and far, we come together as one in spirit. In the midst of these challenging times, may we find hope and faith in celebrating new life. May we hear old stories anew to refresh our spirits. May we warm our hearts with mystery and wonder. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your life journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome. Come, let us worship together.
We invite you to light your chalice with us. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are the Church of the open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. We take care of planet Earth and each other.
Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
Please join me in singing hymn 239, Go Tell It on the Mountain. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching o'er silent flocks by night, behold, throughout the heavens there shone a holy light. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus that held the baby's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in a lowly manger, the humble babe was born, and God sent us salvation, that blessed Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
For as long as most of us can remember, Unity Temple Unitarian Universalist Congregation has had a tradition of showing our version of a Christmas pageant on Christmas Eve. We have Mary and Joseph and a baby Jesus. We have innkeepers and wise ones. We have shepherds and sheep and angels and every friendly beast you can think of, and even ones that you didn't think of. We have one rehearsal the night before with a soup supper, and it is just as chaotic with excitement and confusion and joy as you might imagine. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. Second only to the next night when we get to share all that wonder and talent and glorious humanness with the gathered congregation. This year we were unable to bring everyone together to make that happen. And so instead, we gathered up old materials from pageants past and created a new pageant to share with you tonight. Each year it is the same and the different and full of joy and laughter and all of who we are. I hope that shines through again right now. Imagine, if you will, that you are in the midst of a cold, dark winter. I know that won't take too much imagination. Imagine that you are not sure it will ever grow warm and light again. And then imagine that you hear a story of hope, a story of new beginning that is at once familiar and brand new. No one really knows when the baby Jesus was born or how or what really happened that night, but it was a special night. It was a wonderful night, full of hope and love. It was so full of hope and love that it has been told over and over again. We need these stories sometimes, especially in the middle of a cold, dark winter. And so today we tell you the story of Jesus' birth in a new and familiar way. I invite you to open your hearts and minds as you watch and listen. We first set our stage by inviting the friendly beasts, who are the first to make their home in the stable. Our song, Jesus Our Brother, is in honor of what they brought that day.
Jesus,
Long ago, in a faraway land called Judea, a man and a woman named Joseph and Mary had to make a long journey to the city of Bethlehem because there was a new law that said they had to go there to pay their taxes. It took Mary and Joseph 3 days to walk to Bethlehem. Mary was going to have a baby very soon, and Joseph worried about her making such a long journey. They started out early each morning with bags of bread and cheese to eat along the way. At night, they were very tired and looked for an inn where they could sleep.
Look, Mary, I can see the rooftops of Bethlehem ahead of us. We're almost there.
Thank goodness. I'm starting to get really tired and it feels like the baby's almost ready to be born.
Don't worry, Mary. We'll stop at the first place we come to.
Wow, there's a lot of people in town. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise.
Here we are.
May I help you?
We'd like a room.
Do you have a reservation?
No, we weren't sure when we would arrive.
Sorry, there are no rooms open.
Look, Mary, I see another inn right over there. Do you have any rooms available?
Sorry, we're full. Try the place 3 streets over. It's bigger.
There's gotta be a room somewhere. Don't worry, Mary. Do you have any rooms for me and my very pregnant wife?
I don't care who you are. Can't you see we're full already? Go away.
I'm starting to get really worried, Joseph. I think the baby's on its way. Don't worry. There's an inn right there, and there's light in the window. Hello, my name is Joseph, and this is my wife, Mary. We've been traveling for days, and it's almost time for Mary to give birth. Can you please help us? We just need a place to rest.
I'm sorry. There's no room inside here, but I bet we can make some room in the stable. Come with me. It's a little crowded, but mostly clean and very warm.
It smells nice, like fresh hay. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Now, everyone close your eyes and imagine time passing. Okay, you can open them.
Aw, it's a boy. And his name is Jesus. Did you hear something?
Wow, look at that star.
Where did that noise come from?
A wonderful child is born.
Are those angels over there talking to us? Do you see those angels over there?
I think so.
Wow. Wow, I guess we should listen to the angels. Come on, sheep. Yeah, come on, sheep.
Come on, sheep. He is a beautiful and amazing child. Mind if we stay and rest a while?
We wouldn't turn anyone away.
Look, wise ones, look at that star.
It's shining so bright. It must be for something very special.
Let's follow it and see where it leads.
Congratulations, what a wonderful child. This child will be our teacher.
We brought some gifts for you. Here's some gold. And frankincense. And myrrh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This story of a wonderful child born in unusual circumstances is just one story. A child named Jesus, born of Joseph and Mary in a stable years and years ago. There are so many, many stories of babies being born in all sorts of circumstances. There are not always angels or prophets or wise ones or even a stable full of friendly beasts. And yet it is just as Sophia Lyon Fawes wrote, each night a child is born is a holy night. Each of us sitting beside a baby's crib feels glory in the sight of a new life beginning. Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. I am so grateful for all the young ones among us over the years for the gift of sharing this story with them and with all of you. We give thanks for the gift of each child and each person they grow up to be, and grateful for all of who they are. According to the movie Elf, there are 3 parts to the Code of Elves. 1, treat every day like Christmas. 2, there's room for everyone on the nice list. And 3, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing loud for all to hear. Though I am not an elf, I think that these are pretty good rules to remember. I mean, think about number 3. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing loud for all to hear. That idea is totally obvious. You really can't even think about Christmas without thinking about all the music. We know the season is starting when the radio station switches over to the holiday music. You can often hear that music in stores or with light displays, and most of the Christmas movies have songs that get stuck in your head. I love to sing, and so maybe the music thing is especially true for me. I've noticed that there are songs that we hear so many times that they get connected to things that have happened to us. I can't go through this time of year without thinking about when I sang in my high school choir and we drove all over Pittsburgh in a bus, performing at all the malls and city center and schools for whoever happened to walk by. When I hear "Oh Holy Night," I can hear Billy Porter singing it in our middle and high school choir concerts. I can think of the sleigh bells and the crack of the whip in the Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops version of Sleigh Ride. And I'm back in my childhood living room next to the tree. I hear Malaka Haliki Maka, and I can picture our son Paul at age 5 dancing to it in his dance recital. And it goes without saying, I think that if I had to pick one song that meant Christmas to me, it would be Silent Night, and singing it with you all at church while we hold our lit candles. I'm hoping that today, as we do this together in spirit, we'll be able to remember all the times we've been together in body and all the times that we will be together in the future. I bet you have lots of Christmas songs and memories too. And I bet singing or listening to those help you spread Christmas cheer. I mean, it's the best way. I've also been thinking a lot about the number 1 rule of the Code of Elves: treat every day like Christmas. When I first thought about this, I could barely imagine it. I mean, when I was a kid, it always seemed like Christmas would never come. And then when it did, it felt like I had waited so long. It was almost like I had to pinch myself to believe it. And the day felt so full of magic and presents and family and love and good food. It almost felt like I might burst with happiness and excitement. So when I started thinking about every day being like Christmas, it was almost too much to imagine. Every day like Christmas? But then I read the Code of Elves again. It doesn't say that every day is Christmas. It says, treat every day like Christmas. So I got to thinking about what that might mean. It would mean that we would remember that each day is special, that each day is a good day for sharing and for love, that each day is a good day to spend time with those we love and be grateful for all that we have. That's a pretty good rule too. When I saw the movie Elf again the other day, there's this scene where Santa comes back from delivering all the presents on Christmas Eve, and he says to the elves, "Wow, we did a great job. I'm very pleased with all your work. And now it's time for us to get ready for next Christmas." And the elves all go, "Yay!" And they get right to work. You have to appreciate that enthusiasm. I mean, the elves have just spent the past 364 days making toys for the year. And then there they are, ready to start all over. Not just ready, but excited and joyful. It's not always easy to be that enthusiastic about things, especially in these pandemic days. Maybe especially too around these holiday pandemic days. Things are a lot different than usual, and it is totally okay to be sad or angry or feel your feelings, whatever they are. And I'm also going to try and remember those elves on those days when I'm not feeling excited or joyful. It will help remind me to be grateful. Treat every day like Christmas. That's a pretty good rule. Those are two great rules, but my favorite rule of the Code of Elves is there's room for everyone on the nice list. There's room for everyone on the nice list. Christmas is a story in part about there being enough room. As we saw in our pageant and have heard so many times before, there was no room for Mary and Joseph at the inn or any of the inns, but there was room for them in the stable. It didn't seem like there would be amidst the unicorns and parrots and dogs and monkeys and the Darth Vaders and the elephants, but there was somehow. And then there was more room for the shepherd and the sheep and the wise one until the stable was even fuller than before. Mary and Joseph remembered what it felt like when there was no room, and so I'm sure they would have welcomed anyone who came along. Christmas is a story about finding room for everyone, even when it doesn't seem possible. It's about welcoming new ideas, new possibilities in our midst and in our hearts. Besides music, another thing that it seems impossible to imagine Christmas without is decorations. I love driving or walking around, especially at night these days, to see all the houses and yards. Some displays are elegant and some are colorful and some are clearly professionally done and some are not. I have a few favorites that I look forward to each year around town. Maybe you have some too. I've always admired design schemes that feel like they're organized around one theme, like a big nativity scene or just a Charlie Brown display. It really seems like this year, more than in years past, that people have gone above and beyond when it comes to decorating. I've been paying close attention as I've been going out on my multiple walks a day. There are not one, but two giant inflatable reindeer in our neighborhood, and a snowman that's as tall as the first floor of the house it's in front of. There's also a huge Santa on an elephant, which is something I had never seen before. One house I go by regularly has an incredible display with, I took an inventory, one wise person, Mrs. Claus, soldiers, Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, some reindeer, a penguin, a snowman, a Hello Kitty, and a dancing Santa, like literally dancing in the window. And not to mention the lights on the outside tree with the ornaments. Now, I have to admit to you, at one time, I would have shook my head at such a display. One that has so many different things from so many different ideas about Christmas and winter that don't really seem like they go together. Plus, I'm not even sure how Hello Kitty fits in. But I have come to really love those sorts of displays the most because they remind me of this central idea of Christmas. There is room for everyone. At Christmas time, there is room for everyone. It's not just one story about Jesus and Mary and Joseph. It's also about Santa Claus and candy cane. It's about Snoopy and Hello Kitty and Santa's helicopter and the Grinch and the Griswolds and an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range load model air rifle with the compass in the stock and the thing that tells time. It's your own family traditions of cookie baking and Buckeye making and Advent jam calendars and the reading the best Christmas pageant ever and out loud and Santa Paws gifts for the dog and a pageant where any kind of friendly beast is welcome. All woven together in one big tapestry of holiday magic. There is room for everyone. Of course, the elves don't just say there's room for everyone. They say there's room for everyone on the nice list. And this, at its core, is what Christmas is all about for Unitarian Universalists. We celebrate the birth of Jesus, yes, and we remember all the stories of all his wonderful ideas and amazing life he lived, preaching and living love and justice. And here in our Unitarian Universalist faith, we also celebrate that same possibility in every child, every person that is born. Every child teaches us something about love. There is always room for that. There is always room for more goodness, more justice, and hearts getting bigger and bigger. If there's anything a new baby reminds us of, it is that. And it's not just true for those new children. It's true for all of us as well. We have the potential to create more justice, more goodness, more love, each and every one of us. There are always more possibilities. There is room for everyone on the nice list. The movie Elf does not actually tell the story of an elf. It tells the story of a human being who was brought up as an elf. And growing up with that code of elves, he turns out just fine. In fact, he turns out to be one of the most open-hearted, sweet, loving humans I have ever met in a Christmas story. Not bad at all. May we sing loud and spread cheer. May we treat every day as special and celebrate those we love. May we know that there's room for everyone, including ourselves, on the nice list. And so may it always be.
Making room for everyone. What a significant message for Christmas Eve. And making room for everyone includes providing shelter for everyone. So our Christmas Eve offering goes to Housing Forward. Housing Forward has been working to end homelessness in our Chicago communities for over 25 years. The amazing staff and hundreds of volunteers do the challenging work of giving clients a hand up when needing it most. When COVID-19 hit, the team at Housing Forward rolled up their sleeves and responded to ensure the well-being of some of the most vulnerable in our area. Their innovative programs effectively transition people from housing crisis to housing stability and all the benefits of having a home. I invite you to make your Christmas season even more meaningful by sharing with others who are especially in need, contributing to ensure everyone has shelter from which to become independent and cultivate a meaningful life. You can go online and give at housingforward.org, send a check to Unity Temple with Housing Forward with the memo line, or take your camera and take your phone and scan the camera over the QR code and follow the directions. May what you give bring you joy, and Merry Christmas.
please join me in the following unison reading for So the Children Come by Sophia Lyon-Fahs. For so the children come, and so they have been coming. Always in the same way they come, born of those who have come before. No angel heralded their beginning. No prophets predicted their future course. No wise ones see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Parents sitting beside their children's cribs feel glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will it end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
May this time together celebrating a child's birth remind us of new possibility, new courage, new hope. May our lights shine brightly in the days to come. May we find that there is always room for all of who we are. May we know that we are not alone, but surrounded and held by love. Go in peace and love.